Did you feel that flutter in your stomach when someone decides to leave everything behind for you? That feeling that for the first time you are the priority in someone's life, even when it means facing their own family. The impact you had on this new relationship was so intense that it created a generational conflict that changed the course of two lives. This young person made a decision that few would have the courage to make, to choose you over family ties. What will happen when this person finally reaches out to you after this emotional battle? When a new love enters our lives, it brings with it a transformative energy that isn't always understood by those around us. Families, with their values and traditions, often fail to see what you represent in the life of the person who chose to prioritize your relationship. How many times do we find ourselves facing tough choices between following our hearts or meeting our family's expectations? The path of love is rarely linear or predictable. The universe conspires in mysterious ways, and in this moment, you have become the gravitational center in the life of someone who stood up to their own family to defend what they feel for you. The intensity of this connection is something that transcends logical explanations. It's an almost magnetic force that pulls two souls toward each other, even when all external circumstances seem unfavorable. Can you sense the profound meaning behind this choice? Family is our first reference of love and belonging. When someone decides to go against these primal bonds for your sake, it means you evoke feelings so powerful that they surpass even the oldest and most established ties. It is not trivial or fleeting. It's a silent yet deeply significant declaration about the impact you have on this person's life. What will you do with this power that is now in your hands? Check to see if you're already subscribed to this channel, so that your angels can continue guiding you on this journey of discovery. Angelic wisdom can illuminate your path and help you understand the responsibility that comes with the choices someone has made on your behalf. Angels always surround us in decisive moments like this. This young person is navigating turbulent waters. The generational conflict that has arisen in their family is not just about you. It's about freedom, autonomy, and the right to follow one's heart. Often, older generations carry fears and preconceptions that they project onto the relationships of younger people. They fear for the future, fear the unknown, and fear the breaking of patterns they consider safe and reliable. But true love always challenges conventions. You might be wondering, what did I do to deserve such dedication? The truth is, you didn't need to do anything extraordinary. Just be who you are. Your authenticity, your essence, your unique way of existing in the world was enough to create such a deep connection. Sometimes, we are beacons for others, without even realizing the light we radiate. Your soul recognized theirs and vice versa, in a cosmic dance that transcends rational explanations. When this person finally comes looking for you after this family breakup, they will be vulnerable and seeking confirmation that they made the right choice. They will need to find in you the warmth, understanding, and reassurance that compensates for the emotional price they paid. This is a delicate moment where your reactions and attitudes can either heal or deepen newly opened wounds. The responsibility that rests on your shoulders is immense, but it's also an opportunity to demonstrate the depth of what you both feel for one another. The angels are whispering an important truth in your ears right now. The love that liberates is very different from the love that confines. Families, in their legitimate concern, sometimes confuse protection with control. This generational conflict that has arisen reveals much more about unresolved fears than about you or your relationship. You are not the cause of the problem. You have merely brought to the surface issues that already existed beneath the apparently harmonious facade of that family. The path ahead will require wisdom and compassion. This young person made a courageous decision, but that doesn't mean they should permanently sever family ties. With time and open dialogue, bridges can be rebuilt. Your role in this process will be crucial. You can be both the reason for the distance and the catalyst for a new and more mature family relationship. What role will you choose to play? New relationships carry a special magic. They are like newly planted gardens full of possibilities and promises of lush blooms. But like any garden, they need constant care, patience, and the right balance of sun and shade in order to thrive. The intensity you feel right now is beautiful and transformative, but also fragile. The family conflict has added an extra layer of complexity to something that is already naturally challenging, building a lasting connection between two people. The angels are watching closely how you will handle this precious gift that the universe has placed in your hands. Someone has risked a lot for you, not for what you have or what you can offer materially, but for the essence of who you are. This person saw in you something so valuable that they were willing to face disapproval and even a temporary rupture with their family. Can you feel the weight of this responsibility? When our heart chooses a path different from what our family wants for us, we create a space of tension that can only be resolved with love, dialogue, and time. Family ties are elastic. They can stretch and strain, but they rarely break completely. In many cases, what seems like a definitive rupture is merely a painful yet necessary process of redefining boundaries and expectations. The angels ask that you be patient with this process. The search for autonomy is a natural journey in the life of every young person. Choosing a relationship that the family does not approve of can be part of this path of self-discovery and affirmation of one's identity. However, it's important to discern. Is this choice genuinely based on a deep connection with yourself, or is it also a form of rebellion against oppressive family structures? The answer may contain elements of both motivations, and that is perfectly normal. The angels are warning you. When this person reaches out to you, they will be in a vulnerable emotional state. They will need your support, but also your discernment. Supporting them does not necessarily mean encouraging a permanent break with the family, just as loving them does not mean ignoring signs of a relationship that may be more about escape than genuine connection. True love always seeks the highest good for the other, even when that means having difficult conversations. Have you ever stopped to reflect on the transformative power you have in this person's life? Sometimes we enter someone's life and, without realizing it, trigger profound changes that completely alter their trajectory. This is both a privilege and a responsibility. The angels are by your side to help you navigate this complex territory with wisdom and compassion. The generational conflict that has emerged within this person's family reveals a lot about the evolving values in our society. Older generations grew up with certain understandings of relationships, commitments, and the role of family in individual lives. Younger generations are rewriting these rules, prioritizing emotional authenticity and the pursuit of relationships that reflect their deepest values, even when it means challenging established traditions. This clash of worldviews isn't about right or wrong. It's about different perspectives shaped by distinct historical and social contexts. When this young person chose you over family approval, they weren't necessarily rejecting their family. Instead, they were affirming their right to write their own story. The angels ask that you honor this choice with the seriousness it deserves. The energy of this new relationship carries both potential for growth and the risk of pain. Like any significant choice in life, it comes with gains and losses. This person has gained the freedom to follow their heart, but has temporarily lost the security and comfort of unconditional family support. This is a high emotional price, and in moments of doubt, they may question whether it was worth it. Your presence and commitment will be continually tested. The angels want you to know, being chosen in this way is an honor, but it's also a test. This person is wagering their emotional well-being on the promise of what you can build together. They are showing through their actions that they believe the love you share is strong enough to compensate for the ruptures it has caused in other areas of their life. Are you prepared to reciprocate this trust? Often, when we are young, our choices are driven more by intense emotions than by the wisdom of experience. This does not diminish the legitimacy of what we feel, but it adds a layer of responsibility for those who are the objects of that intense affection. Do you have the emotional maturity to navigate this relationship through waters that will inevitably be turbulent in the times to come? The angels believe you do, or they wouldn't be sending this message. When this person reaches out to you after the family conflict, they may come with conflicting emotions, relief for finally following their heart, but also sadness for the family breakup, maybe even anger for being placed in this position of choice. It is essential that you don't take these negative emotions personally, understanding that they are a natural part of the process of separation and individuation they are going through. Family is the first social system in which we learn to relate to others. When we break away from its expectations, even temporarily, we shake our own foundations. This person is reconstructing their understanding of who they are and what it means to love. They are discovering that they can be both a daughter, son, and a lover, that they can honor their origins while creating their own path. This internal reconciliation of seemingly conflicting identities takes time and generates emotional confusion. The angels are guiding both of you toward a deeper understanding of love, not the romanticized love of fairy tales, which is simple and without obstacles, but real love, which is complex, challenging, and often messy. This love requires a renewed commitment every day, especially when external circumstances are unfavorable. It is in facing these challenges together that we discover the true depth of our connection. This young person has shown remarkable courage by prioritizing your relationship. Now it's up to you to demonstrate equal courage by taking on the responsibility that comes with being the object of such devotion. This means being willing to face difficult conversations, establish healthy boundaries, and perhaps most importantly, encourage a potential family reconciliation when the time is right. Mature love does not demand exclusivity of affection. It understands that the human heart is capable of loving in many different ways simultaneously. The angels are lighting a path of wisdom for you. This generational conflict, while painful now, can be the seed for a more authentic and respectful family relationship in the future. Sometimes, we need distance to gain perspective. This break can serve as the catalyst for both this person and their family to rethink their relationship and communication patterns. Your role will be crucial in determining whether this becomes a permanent wound or an opportunity for collective growth. Can you imagine how it would feel if the roles were reversed? If you were facing your family because of an important relationship, this empathy will be vital in the moments when the weight of this choice feels overwhelmingly heavy for this person. The ability to genuinely put yourself in someone else's shoes is one of the greatest gifts we can offer to those we love. It is an act of love that transcends words and gestures. The angels are whispering an important truth. The love that deserves to be defended is not the one that demands constant sacrifice, but the one that inspires us to become better versions of ourselves. This person sees something in you that inspires them, something that makes them want to grow and evolve. Honor that glimpse by being that person. Not an impossible, idealized version to maintain, but genuinely committed to your own growth and to their well-being. The family conflict that this person faced because of you reveals a lot about the unspoken values and expectations that run through that family. There may be expectations about the type of person she should be in a relationship with, concerns about how that relationship will affect her future, or simply the natural fear parents have of losing influence over their children's lives. Understanding these underlying dynamics can help you navigate this territory with more compassion. When someone makes such a significant decision as to challenge their own family, it inevitably puts pressure on the relationship. You both might feel that you need to prove that it was worth it, that the choice was right, that the love you share is special enough to justify the cost. This pressure, while understandable, can become a heavy burden for any relationship to bear. The angels advise, do not let the need for external validation dictate the natural rhythm of your connection. True intimacy flourishes when we feel safe to be vulnerable. This young person is now in a state of extreme vulnerability. She has revealed through her actions how much you mean to her. It's up to you to create a safe space where this vulnerability is honored, not exploited, where the trust placed in you is treated as the precious gift that it is. The angels see your heart and know that you have this ability. Time will reveal the wisdom of this choice. Not all family battles are the same. Some are necessary manifestations of growth and independence, while others are impulsive rebellion that eventually gives way to regret. Only you and this person, together in honesty and constant reflection, can discern which category this situation falls into. The angels ask that you maintain an open and sincere dialogue, free of judgment, but also of romantic illusions. There are important lessons to be learned in this process for everyone involved. This person's family is learning to let go and to trust in their son-daughter's ability to make their own choices, even when they disagree with them. This person is learning about their own limits and values, about what they are willing to stand up for, even when it comes with a high emotional cost. And you are learning about the transformative power you have in another person's life, a power that carries with it a sacred responsibility. The angels want you to know, this generational conflict is not about you personally, but about what you represent. Change, challenging the established norms, an unknown future. Families, especially those with strong ties, often resist changes they perceive as threats to the group's cohesion. With time and consistent demonstrations of respect and good intentions, you can transform that perception of threat into acceptance and eventually into warmth. True love is patient. It understands that significant transformations rarely happen all at once, but are the result of small moments of understanding and connection accumulated over time. If this person chose you with such conviction that they were willing to face their own family, there is a depth to that feeling that deserves to be honored with equal dedication on your part. The angels see the potential in this relationship. Can you see it too? When this person reaches out to you after this conflict, they will be bringing not only their love, but also their wounds, doubts, and fears. To truly love means creating space for all of that, not just for the easy and pleasant parts, but also for the confusion, anger, and sadness that will inevitably arise. The angels are surrounding you both with love and wisdom to navigate these deep emotional waters. The courage that this person has shown in defending your relationship is admirable, but remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It's action in spite of fear. They are likely feeling scared, questioning whether they made the right choice, and fearing an uncertain future away from the family support they've always relied on. Your consistent and loving presence will be the beacon that guides them through this emotional storm. The angels are revealing a deep truth. Sometimes the greatest blessings in our lives come disguised as challenges. This family conflict, while painful right now, may be the catalyst for a more mature and conscious love between you, as well as for more authentic and respectful family relationships in the future. Crises have the potential to break old patterns, creating space for new forms of connection based on conscious choice rather than obligation or expectation. It's important to remember that you don't have to be perfect to deserve this person's love and sacrifice. In fact, perfection is an illusion that creates distance, not intimacy. It's in the mutual acceptance of each other's imperfections and a willingness to grow together through challenges that you will find the true essence of lasting love. The angels celebrate not perfection, but authenticity, and the willingness to love even when aware of each other's flaws. When someone makes such a significant decision as to challenge their own family for a relationship, it inevitably creates expectations. You might feel the pressure to be good enough to justify such a choice. This pressure, if unrecognized and not consciously managed, can stifle the naturalness and joy of your bond. The angels advise, don't let the weight of this choice become an anchor that drags the relationship down. The generational conflict that has arisen reveals deep layers of family expectations, unspoken fears, and relationship patterns that may have existed for generations within that family. You've entered this complex system and, unintentionally, have become a catalyst for necessary, albeit painful, transformations. There is a greater wisdom at work here. Trust in the process, even when the path seems uncertain. This young person is in the process of defining their own values and boundaries, separate from those of their family of origin. This is a natural and essential part of human development, although the timing and intensity can vary from person to person and culture to culture. By choosing themselves in the face of family disapproval, they are affirming, this is who I am. This is what I value. This is what I choose for my life. Honor the depth of this affirmation. The angels want you to understand, the love that inspires courage is rare and precious. Not everyone experiences a connection in life that motivates them to challenge deep-rooted social structures like family. This does not mean that your relationship is perfect or free of challenges. In fact, it means quite the opposite. The most meaningful connections often come with the greatest tests, for it is through them that we discover the true depth of our commitment. Now more than ever, this person needs to feel that you are by their side, not as a substitute for their family, but as a partner in the journey of self-discovery and growth that they have embarked upon. This means being a good listener when they need to vent, a shoulder to cry on when the longing for family feels overwhelming, and a voice of wisdom when the path ahead seems uncertain. The angels are guiding you to this sacred role. Are you willing to embrace it? True love is both a shelter and a mirror. It's a safe place where we can rest and be truly ourselves, but also a reflection that shows us both our light and our shadows. In this moment of vulnerability, you have the opportunity to be both for this person, the shelter that offers emotional security, and the mirror that reflects the truth with compassion. The angels watch with hope as you navigate this delicate dance. It's important to remember that all choices in life come with consequences, some immediate, and others that only reveal themselves over time. This person has chosen you, but that doesn't mean they won't feel the pain of familial distance or that there won't be moments of doubt. In those moments, resist the temptation to point fingers or seek blame. Neither you nor they nor the family are villains in this story. They are just imperfect people navigating complex emotions as best as they can. The angels are whispering an important guidance. Keep the door to reconciliation always open. No matter how justified this person's decision to prioritize your relationship may be, and how painful the family's reaction may have been, ongoing resentment rarely leads to healing. With time, patience, and honest communication, it is possible to build new bridges, different from the old ones, perhaps stronger, because they are based on mutual respect and acceptance of differences. You are writing together a love story that transcends the romantic. It is also a story about courage, growth, and the constant redefinition of what family means. Families are not only those we are born into, but also those we choose and build throughout our lives. This person is discovering this truth in a profound and sometimes painful way. Your conscious and loving presence can transform this discovery into a process of expansion, not contraction. Angels celebrate authenticity above all. When we live according to our inner truth, even when it means swimming against the current of external expectations, we honor the divine essence that resides within us. This young person is following their heart, an act of courage and fidelity to themselves that deserves to be recognized and celebrated. You are also being invited to a deeper authenticity through this relationship. When this person finally comes to you after the family conflict, welcome them with open arms, but also with clarity and intention. This is a defining moment for both of you, an opportunity to lay the foundations upon which you will build the relationship going forward. Talk openly about expectations, fears, hopes, and boundaries. The strongest relationships are those built on honest communication and mutual vulnerability. The angels are revealing a profound truth. Sometimes, we need to temporarily distance ourselves from something we love to discover a more genuine way to love. This person is in the process of redefining their relationship with their family, not to abandon them, but to establish a more mature and authentic connection. Your role is not to replace that family bond, but to complement it and perhaps help transform it. I feel you've come this far because this message truly touched your heart. The journey we share in these words reflects something deep that you are currently experiencing or are about to experience. If this message was meaningful to you, leave a comment saying, "This choice was for me, so I know the angels reached you exactly when you needed it." Your presence in this channel is not a coincidence. It's a divine meeting orchestrated by the angels who guide your path. If you aren't subscribed yet, this is the perfect moment to become part of this community where heavenly messages come to you regularly. Just a click on the subscribe button allows this angelic connection to keep flowing in your direction. The love you are experiencing or are about to receive carries a transformative energy. If you felt this message spoke directly to your soul, leave a like as a way of expressing gratitude for the synchronicity of this meeting. And to confirm that this message arrived at the right moment in your life, type 999 in the comments. The angels will recognize this sign. Our conversation doesn't have to end here. Next to this video, there's another angelic message waiting for you, a continuation of this journey of discoveries and divine guidance. Click on it when you feel ready to receive the next revelation that the angels have specially prepared for your path.